Random House Audio presents Being Perfect and A Short Guide to a Happy Life by Anna Quindlen. Read for you by the author. Featuring an exclusive interview with Anna Quindlen.
I'm Anna Quindlen. Each year I give 3 or 4 commencement speeches, and I must say, they're the toughest speeches I ever give. I mean, look at the audience you're covering. The graduates, the faculty, the parents, the grandparents. And they're not even there because they want to hear you. They're there because they want to get their diploma and get to that party. So when you sit down to write a commencement speech, you have to try to say something really important, and you have to try to say it to a lot of different people from different backgrounds, at different ages, with different life goals. When I've delivered these speeches, I've been gratified by the response, not only from the graduates, but from their family members who have come up to me at a commencement and said, I wish somebody had said that at my graduation 20, 30, even 50 years ago. That's a wonderful feeling because you feel as though you've struck a chord with many people at many different levels. I hope you'll feel the same way when you hear this.
A Short Guide to a Happy Life.
I'm not particularly qualified by profession or education to give advice and counsel. It's widely known in a small circle that I make a mean tomato sauce, and I know many inventive ways to hold a baby while nursing, although I haven't had the opportunity to use any of them personally in years. I have a good eye for a nice swatch and a surprising paint chip, and I have had a checkered but occasionally successful sideline in matchmaking. But I've never earned a doctorate or even a master's degree. I'm not an ethicist or a philosopher or an expert in any particular field. Each time I give a commencement speech, I feel like a bit of a fraud. Yogi Berra's advice seems as good as any. When you come to a fork in the road, take it. I can't talk about the economy or the universe or the academy, as academicians like to call what they do when they're feeling kind of grand. I'm a novelist. My work is human nature. Real life is really all I know. Don't ever confuse the two, your life and your work. That's what I have to say. The second is only a part of the first. Don't ever forget what a friend once wrote to Senator Paul Tsongas when the senator had decided not to run for re-election because he'd been diagnosed with cancer. No man ever said on his deathbed, I wish I had spent more time at the office. Don't ever forget the words of Lily Tomlin that my father sent me on a postcard last year. If you win the rat race, you're still a rat. Or what John Lennon wrote before he was gunned down in the driveway of the Dakota. Life is what happens while you are making other plans. That's the only advice I can give. After all, when you look out on the faces of a class of graduating seniors, you realize that each of them only has one thing that no one else has. When you leave college, there are thousands of people out there with your same degree. When you get a job, there will be thousands of people doing what you want to do for a living. But you are the only person alive who has sole custody of your life. Your particular life. Your entire life. Not just your life at a desk or your life on the bus or in the car or at the computer. Not just the life of your mind, but the life of your heart. Not just your bank account, but your soul. People don't talk about the soul very much anymore. It's so much easier to write a resume than to craft a spirit. But a resume is cold comfort on a winter night, or when you're sad or broke or lonely, or when you've gotten back the chest x-ray and it doesn't look so good, when the doctor writes, prognosis poor. Here is my resume. It's not what my professional bio says, proud as I am of all that. I am a good mother to 3 good children. I have tried never to let my profession stand in the way of being a good parent. I no longer consider myself the center of the universe. I show up. I listen. I try to laugh. I am a good friend to my husband. I have tried to make my marriage vows mean what they say. I show up. I listen. I try to laugh. I am a good friend to my friends, and they to me. Without them, I would have nothing of interest to say to anyone, because I would be a cardboard cutout. But I call them on the phone, and I meet them for lunch. I show up. I listen. I try to laugh. I would be rotten, or at best mediocre at my job, if those other things were not true. You cannot be really first-rate at your work if your work is all you are. So I suppose the best piece of advice I could give anyone is pretty simple. Get a life. A real life. Not a manic pursuit of the next promotion, the bigger paycheck, the larger house. Do you think you'd care so very much about those things?
Sample complete. Ready to continue?